Today, we're going to be talking about the key to being extremely successful. And the reality is, everybody wants to be successful, but very few people actually fully achieve success. Now, the question is, why is that? And it's simply because most people don't understand the key to success or what it even really means to be successful. You probably think, for example, success is making 10K per month, or having $1 million in your bank account, or having a villa or a penthouse, or buying a Lambo, or all this stuff. But success is not even close to those things. In fact, those are actually results of success, and those are the things or the byproducts of you being successful. But if you ever want a shot at having those things and living that life and kind of getting there, you have to learn what it takes to actually be successful and become the person worthy of having those things that you desire. And most people never get what they desire because they never become the person worthy. And becoming the person worthy is difficult. And so this might be a little more boring, but this is 100% true. Now, here's why this is important, and here's why we need to even talk about this in the first place. Everyone loves to go out and chase fast wins. They're looking for the easiest or the fastest way to make money, shiny tactics. They're trying a bunch of different business models to try to find which one is the best and which one is the simplest. And basically all of that is designed to avoid or go around the difficult or painful road that you must take in becoming the person worthy of success. So people are essentially trying to just like shortcut going through the work and going through the pain, which you will have to go through in order to be successful. And they don't understand that success is literally like as simple as you going through that pain, because they're too focused on just looking for shortcuts and trying to find some like secret magic button that's going to make you 10K per month or all that shit. And the reality is they keep looking for that over and over, and they never find them, and they stay stuck forever. In fact, I was on a call the other day with somebody that was interested in joining my one-on-one coaching program, and he had told me that he had been looking at different online business models and not really trying any of them, but kind of just like looking around to see which one is the best for over a year, which is absolutely insane to me. Like, you spend all that time evaluating and analyzing different business models to see which one will lead you through the path of least resistance, when in reality, if you just picked one of the harder ones, you might already be at 10K per month after a year of doing it. And so my objective and what I want to tell you for this video is that success is not luck. It can be built and everyone can have it. You just need to understand what it actually takes in order to get to that point. And if you have a goal and if you have some sort of desire and somebody has done it before you, somebody has already done it and it's possible within the laws of physics, then you can be successful. You can have that thing. And my goal for this video is to get you to understand how to actually become that person worthy of being successful, so you can start taking the right actions you need to every single day to achieve your goals. So the big idea here, and this is probably the most important piece, in order to understand success, you need to stop looking at it as if it was tangible and it can be measured by results. Again, success is not a Lambo, it's not hitting 10K per month, it's not a Rolex, it's not hitting $1 million. Success is acquiring the right knowledge, taking the right action that will get you closer to your goal. And success is all about building the right habits, discipline, mindset, consistency, skills, things like that, that will bring you what you want in the future. Because again, when you do those things, you become the person worthy of success. And when you become the person worthy of success, that and only then, that's when it comes into your life. And if you know and do the right things on a day-to-day basis that are guaranteed to get you towards your goal and to get you what you want, you will ultimately be successful. It's just a matter of time. Like, it's impossible to fail. So for me, for example, I have a goal that I want to grow my business to, and I know that as long as I just keep showing up every single day and doing what I need to do, which I figured out these things after growing multiple businesses, whatever, blah, 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 I know that if I just show up every single day and do what I need to do and don't quit, I'll get there. And that's a really freeing feeling. And you need to get to that point where you know exactly what you need to do every single day if you want to get your goal and if you want to get to success. Okay. And most people, ironically enough, are a lot closer to success than they think. So for example, if you're on your self-improvement journey, you're a lot closer to success than you might think. If you've been like learning or trying different online business models and probably even failing at some of them or even staying stuck at times, you're closer to success than you think. And if you've been building consistent good habits, like maybe you've been in the gym, you've quit some bad vices, and you've just been focused on self-improvement in general, you are closer to success than you think. But a lot of people don't consider this as getting closer to success because they might not see like a direct tangible result attached to it. Like you trying a bunch of different business models, it might actually make you think that you're a failure, but ironically enough, your brain is literally just processing what does and doesn't work, and you're getting closer and closer to success every single day. And this is why most people quit, because they go through, for example, if you tried a bunch of different business models and failed with them, and you're like, oh, I'm not successful because I'm not at 10K per month yet. Most people quit here because they don't understand what success actually even means. And so now we get to the question of, how do we guarantee we can acquire the right knowledge and take the right actions every single day to get our success? What do we need to do to actually get it? How do we make sure that we, as long as we show up every single day, do what we need to do, and focus on, consuming the right environment or the right knowledge in the right environment, you will get your success. And I've developed a 3-step process that I think will be perfect for you, depending on if you've already done some of these things or not. But the first thing is you need to figure out what you actually want. And most people totally skip over this stuff. You need to ask yourself, what do you actually want? And you should be able to get a list of like 5-6 things that you want. And then you need to go a step further and you need to ask yourself, why do you want these things? So for example, your goal might be, I want to make $10,000 per month. Okay, cool. You start with that. You just like write that down. What do you actually want? You can write out a couple things. Then you ask yourself, to each and everything that you just wrote down, why do you want it? And here's the thing. Once you do this once, you ask yourself why, then you do it again. And 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 you keep asking yourself, why? Why do I want this? Why do I want this? Until you get like 5-6 layers deep to where you figure out the actual real reason why you wanted this thing. And there's a good chance that if you get really deep and personal with yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself, don't lie to yourself. If you do this exercise and you get really deep with yourself, there's going to be some really healthy reasons for why you want to make money. So for example, you might want to eventually build a family and you want to support for them, or you might be religious and you want to give back to people. But as well, there's a really good chance that you're going to do this exercise and you're going to find some really unhealthy things for why you're doing what you need to do. Like there might be some level of narcissism, that you think you're better than other people and that you don't want to work a 9-to-5 job because you feel like you're better than people. Or there might be you wanting validation from somebody. Maybe you're insecure, things like that. And you have to be honest with yourself here, because once you actually get honest with yourself and figure out why you're actually doing the things you need to do, it's one of the most freeing things you can ever do in the world. And you use that thing to your advantage to grow. Okay? So the first thing is figuring out what you want and why you actually want it. Get really, really deep with yourself. And then the next thing is set goals. Now, I have a framework for setting goals that I think is pretty different than what most people would do. So a lot of people would just say, okay, cool, let's set a goal. I want to hit 10K per month in the next 6 months working this amount of time. No, I think that's stupid. The way that I personally think about goals, and this has worked for me up until this point, so I'm going to keep doing it, is you ask yourself, what would I have to do to ensure I don't hit my goals? What could stop me from hitting my goals? And then you literally just do the opposite. So, for example, ask yourself, like, literally, how can I make it impossible to not hit my goal? And then you do that stuff every single day. Or, again, you can ask yourself, what could stop me from hitting my goal? And then you avoid doing those things. This is easy. Most people just don't like that they have to do all of this stuff to reach their goals. But honestly, if you can just ask yourself, how can I literally make it impossible to not hit my goal? And you do everything there, you'll hit your goal. And it sounds like too simple or too easy. And obviously, doing the work isn't easy, but figuring out what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Like if you sent 50 outreach every single day for the next year, you'd probably hit 10K per month. If you focus 1 hour every single day on getting better at appointment setting or closing, you'd probably hit 10K per month in the next year. So again, the question is, whatever your goal is, how can I make it impossible to not hit that goal? And then you do what it takes. And then lastly, that'll get you some progress, but the third thing, and this is arguably the most important thing, is you need to build discipline and consistency. If I told you that you have to do all of this stuff that we just wrote out that would make it impossible to not see success, if you have to do that every day for the next 3-5 years straight, would you do it? Now, maybe it won't take 3-5 years. Maybe it'll only take 1 year or 2 years, but it could take 5 years. Are you committed to yourself that if it would take 5 years, that you're willing to do it every single day to get there? And this is an honest question, because if you're not, there's probably an issue there. And over the course of building this discipline and consistency, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of stuff. You will not be successful without giving up some things that are tying you down right now. So for example, when I first looked into ways to make money online and I actually started my first business model, I had to give up a lot of stuff that I was doing at the time. I had to give up video games. I had to give up going on bad websites. I had to give up watching Netflix randomly for a couple hours here and there. I had to give up a lot of these bad vices because they were tying me down. And the way that I want you to think about it is every single time you eliminate one of these bad vices, you're basically throwing this thing into the fire. And this fire is a resemblance of you hitting your goal. You throw this thing into the fire and the fire gets bigger. And the bigger you can get the fire, the closer you are to your goal. And so you will have to sacrifice a lot of stuff in the pursuit of your goal. Now, what you have to sacrifice, well, that just comes down to what is holding you back from your goal. But you will have to give up a lot of bad vices, and you'll have to be very disciplined and show up consistently every single day. And if you can do those 3 things, again, figure out what you actually want and why you want it, and get really, really deep with yourself and personal, and figure out the motivators, why you actually want the things you want. And then 2, figure out, how can I make it impossible to not hit my goal? And you do those things every single day. And then you focus on just becoming more virtuous as a person. Connect with God. Get rid of all these bad vices that literally don't have any positive effect on your life. Think about the long term. Things like that. If you do that, you will be successful. Hope this helped. Take care.